Hey everyone, Selwyn here from WynnStrength. On today's quick video, I'm going to talk about how your diet can affect your training in more of a broad strokes kind of fashion. When we look at diet and body goals, we're either trying to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain the same weight. There's really only three movements here. You're either going to go up, down, or stay the same. There's nothing else you can really do. Now, with that, you're going to have your training goals. For the most part, the diet is going to affect your weight, and your training goals are going to affect obviously your muscle mass and your body composition. So you can obviously lose a bunch of weight without doing any exercise, obviously just by eating less than you move, by eating less than your body requires, in which case you have caloric deficit and you lose weight. You can obviously gain weight without doing any exercise. That's also commonly very possible, obviously. When we combine the two, we're kind of attacking two different sides of the same coin, kind of dividing and conquering. In any case, when we're training with weights and we're trying to change body composition at the same time, it might pay to look at it with a little bit of a different lens and how we can complement one to the other. For the most part, when we're in a caloric deficit, we're trying to lose weight, training is going to be rough. Training is going to feel a lot harder than it is than if you're either maintaining or even trying to gain weight. When we compare those three and you're trying to get stronger or put on muscle mass, being in a caloric deficit is going to be mentally the most difficult of those three. Maintaining weight's probably going to be the easiest because homeostasis is awesome. The body prefers it, makes everything a lot easier. And then trying to gain weight is probably going to be your second, right in the middle ground there. Some people have a difficult time putting on weight, putting down the amount of food that you would need to gain weight and to gain the right type of weight. So given those three things, when we want to lose weight, when we cut down on those calories, it's going to feel the hardest no matter what we kind of do. We can get everything else dialed in, all other factors being the same. When we try to lose weight, training is going to be harder even if we account for stress and sleep and everything else, simply because our body has less resources and hopefully it starts using some of the fat stores within the body in order to lose that weight. With that in mind, what training is going to be the best for you when you're trying to lose weight? A hypertrophy focused training phase is probably going to be the best approach in my opinion. And that's because even though we're not actually going to be building that much muscle, what we're trying to do is stave off the deterioration in muscle mass. So we're trying to decrease the decay of muscle growth. So we're trying to minimize the effects of atrophy while we're losing weight. Also, there's a lot more movement with hypertrophy. So when we combine a pure hypertrophy program, so like bodybuilding style training with pure strength training, like powerlifting style training, you're going to see two really different ways of training using the same implements. So powerlifting style training is typically composed of heavy singles, really low weights, and really long rest periods because we're trying to maximize the amount of weight we can lift on that barbell. On the other hand, bodybuilding style training is going to be full of volume, high reps, high sets, and really little weight, really little rest in between sets, because we're trying to maximize tonnage and we're trying to get a pump and lift as many reps as we can given the goals of the program. So given those two, I would argue that in a weight loss phase, hypertrophy focused training or bodybuilding style training is going to be the style of training that's going to best be suited for weight loss, because it's going to feel easier because the weight on the bar isn't as heavy. Yes, we're going to be lifting a lot more weight and we're going to be doing a lot more tonnage, but from my personal perspective, that's a lot easier to do than get under a heavy barbell for one heavy single. Because even though both might be, say, 10 RPE, pushing out a lighter weight for more reps is going to feel, I think, significantly easier than a maximum effort, a 1 rep maximum effort. And just because of that mental side of things, I think you're probably not going to advance as well with a pure strength focused training program when you're trying to lose weight than you are if you're just focusing on minimizing muscle atrophy. So there's my 2 cents. Hopefully it might change how you look at both nutrition and training. Maybe try it on your next weight loss phase or your next hypertrophy phase. Generally, I like to, obviously, with broad strokes, I like to do this where I during my hypertrophy focused phases, I'm either maintaining weight or trying to lose weight. And then with my strength focused phases, I'm trying to gain weight or maintain weight. So that's kind of, generally I'm trying to gain weight during strength focused training, and I'm trying to lose weight with hypertrophy training. That's kind of how the pendulum swings on both sides. But given that most of my year is dedicated to hypertrophy style training, there is that bias towards mild weight loss or maintaining weight rather than gaining weight. But that's just how my year is unfolding for me, and just some certain goals that I want to hit. But again, that might change for you. Hopefully, just gives you something else to think about when you're planning out your year of training. This has been Selwyn from WynnStrength, and remember, a better life through strength.